Yeah, we got a baseball minigame to play down there. If we play our cards right, we might be the first to do it, and it's, in my opinion, more difficult than the shooting minigame. Something else I probably should mention is, if you're playing in teams and you're doing the two-player variants of these mid-board minigames, which this isn't the only one, a couple of boards and other boards in this game have them as well. If you are able to, like, do it perfectly, and I think each one has 20 coins to get, so if you get all 20 coins, they just straight up give you a free star. Yeah, they're pretty generous like that. So, do I want to say done and done, or do I want to say that's too much? I've always thought that that's the way it's supposed to be said. Slug what now? Metal slug. Oh, and as we can see here, apparently Waluigi is left-handed. I knew it. Yeah, if you guys could keep firing at like the exact same time, that would be really helpful. Well, of course they didn't. Not bad for a shy signing bonus. 8 coins, I'll take it. Screw the rules. That's nice. I like being able to screw the rules because I have money. Here, Koopa Kid, take my money. And star me up.
Woohoo! I got it!
You know, I used to think, wouldn't it be funny if, because Wario is so greedy and is always in it for the money, he had his own win condition, which was just to have the most coins. And like every time he got a coin, he would act as if he got a star. It's like you start off the game, you get 10 coins, and Wario's just like, hee, I got it 10 times in a row. Yes, I know that's a terrible idea, but it is an idea. Be careful. You don't want to shoot Toadsworth. Why do I keep wanting to say Koopa Kid? I do really appreciate that Toadsworth is the host of this game, because when I think wild, crazy party animal, I think an old mushroom person who serves the princess and very rarely appears in other games. Plus, you get to hear a whole bunch of, like, crazy 1920s catchphrases like, "Get ready to set sail, old bean," or "I'm happy as a mad poet," which still makes no sense to me at all. And of course, the old standard, "You're the bee's knees." Now, I know that was a thing that was only really popularly said in the 20s, but I actually did kind of say bee's knees at one point earlier this afternoon. Because, I don't know, we were talking about jaywalking, and I was like, hey, did you know that when jaywalking first became a thing, like, being called a jay was like a really, really awful thing to call someone? And, you know, my friend was like, did I just call you something horrible? And I was like, no. You know, the time period when it would have been, you know, like when saying the bee's knees was common. So we got a happening space, and it shuffles the chests around a bit. There's only a select few spaces around the board, and B spaces that house chests, so it doesn't have a massively profound impact unless you happen to be really close. But hey, now we're winging it, and hey, that's the title of one of my other LP videos. Oh wait, that one was called Just Winging It, excuse me. Hey, this is a straight up tapping duel. Not really a whole lot else to say there, and this is a close one.
Finish!
14.65 to 14.96, thank you very much. Right, Bones, I will hold you intact for this game. I always like to include the newbies whenever I play a Mario Party game, hence why Dry Bones and Birdo are with us today. Dry Bones and Birdo were both new characters. They took out Koopa Kid and swapped in those two. The funny thing about Dry Bones is every time he plays a game, he falls to pieces. And he also falls to pieces. There's a lot of different Bowser events. For this one, it's just one of them contains a Zatar Czar. Already gone over this. I just pronounce them Czars. Silent T. But yeah, we're gonna be... You can see why I put in the settings to skip computer minigames, because otherwise we'd be watching and do about as well as I do on these, like a lot. Streamline things a bit more. My opinion on the matter, at least, anyway. Okay, so we're gonna lay down some traps because this is something I always love doing. And I like seeing how far I can throw it. One thing that does kind of get taken away from you if you're playing on teams is instead of neat little character-specific icons when you throw for spaces that you own, it's just your team's logo. Again, these things that I talk about are super-duper minor nitpicks, but they're things that need to be mentioned anyway. Also, Shy Guy has a Spice GameCube. Spice GameCube controller, and that is what they called the orange thing. The orange one was Spice, and the purple one was called Indigo, even though I think Indigo in real life is like a shade of blue, actually. But yeah, I had an orange controller. I don't think I ever saw an orange GameCube. Apparently certain that they existed in other regions, just not the one that I live in. So we're gonna play some more mini-games, you see? And then when they play the mini-games, they play the mini-games. If you do suck eggs at that mini-game and hit Toadsworth with a pop gun or whatever it is you're using, he immediately stops the mini-game and his text for afterwards is, "Cut, cut, cut. You call that shooting? My dog could do better than that." It's funny because dogs don't really appear in the Mario universe. Maybe he was supposed to say, "My chain chomp could do better than that," because that's really the dog equivalent. They, they have leashes, they bark, they're dogs. Although I guess, now that I think about it, chain chomps are also more common in Zelda than dogs. I've seen dogs in Twilight Princess, but I also saw chain chomps in Link's Awakening. It's tied at one apiece for Zelda, which is the more common animal. Alright, so we got ourselves another multiplayer DK minigame. If we ever land on a Bowser space, I can make a comment about how it's funny how the difficulty ranges drastically depending on if it's a single or multiplayer minigame. We're gonna do Mario because of how awful Waluigi did in the last one. Anyways, with Bowser minigames, the single-player ones are super crazy easy, and the multiplayer ones are super crazy hard. All of them. I don't know why they did it that way, but they did.
Go!
Alright, so this one I should get more than 0 because it's pretty random. You just pick a slide and hope that you get stuff, and I went left all 3 times.
Finish!
7 coins. Okay. Stakes were really low because it was, just 1 coin per banana. I got all this other money. Just plop down 20 extra coins just to get extra thingamaboober. 8-player minigame. I knew we needed something in here to spice things up a bit. Oh, this one is fun. So you got 8 people on these little teacup-looking things.
Go!
Last man standing. I like to focus on having 1 player so that I can still lose anyway.
Finish!
Short minigame, but a fun one nonetheless. And you can tell those Koopas and Goombas were really enjoying watching it. Just 2 more coins and you can get out of last place. Mollusks. What else can I say about this game? I mean, I've talked about most of the mechanics and whatnot, so... Well, I don't know. We have a golden mushroom, right? Yes, we do. Alright, checking the map. Yeah, gotta get the points for that running star, am I right? What are the odds that that'll actually come up? Well, considering I'm virtually guaranteed to get it now. Well, maybe not, because that was an absolutely atrocious roll. But I think the rules are, you know, the more likely you are to get a star, the less likely it is to pop up. That's at least been my experience. That's how I got completely screwed over in Mario Party DS. No, I'm not bitter. Shut up. So we got this box here, see? Your Koopa Kid, take my money. What you got for us? You got for us a star. Thank you very much, Koopa Kidster. I don't know if that... because getting a star resets the boxes. I don't know if that means that there's still a Czar one out there. I was kind of thinking that maybe the Czar one would be an extra 4th box, but that was some thinking that was incorrect. So let's talk Mario sports games. I'm a big fan of them, especially the ones on the GameCube particularly. I was crazy about Mario Power Tennis on the GameCube, to the point where I had the box out for Mario Power Tennis as my desktop background for ages. And I would, you know, whenever I would get bored, I would just be like listening to the computer, listening to music on the computer, and just, you know, like looking at the desktop background, and then I'd be like, and then I'd like put my mouse cursor on whichever of the 4 characters on the box art that I thought was singing at the time. For reference, it is Diddy Kong, Mario, Bowser. There's one more. It's kind of embarrassing. Okay, I gotta look it up. Diddy Kong, Mario, Bowser, and someone else on the box art. But anyway, yeah, I eventually just kind of imagined them as their own band called the Mario Power Tennis Crew. And I was really into, you know, making my custom burned CDs and all that stuff. Boo and Yoshi, those were the other 2 on the box art. I would oftentimes put MPTC at the bottom of the CDs when I was, you know, burning them and thinking of kooky titles to put on them. So we got more 8-player minigames. This one is also
Go!
this one standing. This one will probably be about as short, because while a huge barrage of arrows is intimidating, gigantic screw-you arrows that come out from the sides and are completely unexpected are even more difficult to avoid. So Waluigi is doing remarkably well for just standing there. Well, that sucks how I lost both of my characters within an instant of each other.
Finish!
Or 2 teams? Yeah, it was 2 teams. I thought 2 of them were on the same team. Alright, so we're just doling out 40 points for that one minigame. It's a really impressive minigame that really deserved that many coins getting handed out, guys. So back to Mario sports games. A lot of the Mario sports games that were on GameCube, well, maybe not a lot, like 2 Mario sports games that originated on the GameCube. I'm talking baseball and soccer strikers, or Smash Football if you happen to be living in not the United States. Anyways, they both got sequels on the Wii, both of which I have played, both of which I really liked. However, also both of which I think are indifferent to... not different. Inferior, there we go. Inferior to their GameCube counterparts, just because, I don't know, this is gonna be a really weird complaint coming from me, because I love easy games and hate hard games, but The ones on the GameCube are just too easy. That's all I gotta say, really. Is they're easy, and strategy doesn't play as big of a role because, well, it's easy. Really care. I'm just using orbs to get more points towards Orb Star and get a higher roll. But yeah, Superstar Tennis was the GameCube. Superstar Baseball, GameCube Baseball one, and the Wii Baseball one was Super Sluggers. Super Sluggers, I believe, did have more characters, including the horrendous-looking modern Tiny Kong and King K. Rool, whom Nintendo seems to be like flat-out ignoring its existence right now. So that was kind of neat. And then for Strikers, they added that thing where instead of the Striker thing, the Super Strike, which is kind of hard to get in and gets you 2 goals, which is still pretty amazing. I mean, getting 2 goals at once in any soccer game is incredible. But then they did a thing in the Wii version where it's like split up into 5 balls, score up to 5 goals with 1 shot. And then you just have ludicrous, events where you just get like 80 goals in a 5-minute game. I'm just like, well, this is just getting silly. This isn't even soccer anymore. Which it's not. Everyone's wearing battle armor, the ball is like this energy thing with a metal casing. Still a great and fun game, and does have a lot more single-player content than the GameCube version does. I just have played the GameCube version a lot more, and that one is my favorite. It does have more playable characters, the Wii version does, and it does have these hilarious, intro movies for the GameCube version are incredible, especially if you're playing as Wario. He'll just get up and shake his butt at whoever he's playing against, because, there's just like a little, shug off between the captains. But in the Wii one, hang on, gotta play minigame first. Find the thing that says the thing. Yeah, there we go. There are 3 of each one, so you just gotta make sure that you get to the right ones first. And you gotta make sure to not bounce off of opponents.